live from Melbourne. Here I am as best I can on live record. Since I don't have enough subscribers, I can't do a live reaction and a live channel record to something going on. I'm working my way up and trying to do my part, always spreading the news, at least spreading what's going on and when people's lives are affected, when people are hurt. There's been at least 4 deaths reported from this monster storm. My source is from Accu. It's AccuWeather source. I'm going to post it in the description. This was updated as of September the 27th at around 8:08 a.m. That's about right when I got the article on my phone. I want to shout it out here. Yeah, I got rid of this ad. It was kind of annoying, but I already saw this. Everybody saw this. Helene, the storm that just hit us, it hit and made landfall around midnight last night in Florida's Big Bend, and it aimed straight through the Big Bend, cutting through much of the area to the upper Bend part where there were so many people affected from this storm. There's been at least 4 deaths, and I'll try to do my part to reach out to those who essentially have been victims in this storm. I know the news is going to honor them, but at least I'm doing my part here. These are all these best reported sourced information on those deaths. It's a sad tragedy. Sometimes people just can't get out. Sometimes there's nothing they can do. Sometimes they're stuck in the worst circumstances that they have to face. And here's the aftermath of so many of those power outages. And as crazy as it sounds, I'm in Melbourne. I'm way down on this map. And what's crazy is we had at least 2 power outages, but they were only momentary power outages that only lasted for a mere minutes, if not even that. The power instantly resumed. Other people were not so lucky. I do my part, at least as an American citizen here, where I take it seriously when a storm's coming, and many of other people who try to ride this storm out, our sheriff in our county, Mr. Brevard, Sheriff Ivy, he was telling people they should be ashamed. They should have honestly done more, and I can't disagree with him. These are some of the statistic facts from this article. This is all the basis of the former forecasting. You can always check this out in the link in the description. There's a lot of core details in this article that kind of talk about it. And what's craziest enough is that there's how many power outages, and even the fact that I saw that when the eye wall reaches, it was such an eerie level to go through with a lot of people who had to sit there and deal with it, especially that I saw here on this. There's an eerily quiet in Tallahassee until the full brunt of the storm picked up. It was bad enough that, the extreme wind warnings were well ahead before the storm even hit. Those wind warnings were deafening. Waffle House closes as well. That's another fact that's been out for a little bit, but those are some articles you can always read. I'll post the link in the description for anybody who wants to read some of these articles. And there's another fundamental impact right there with how many closings, power outages, and those impacted from this storm. I'm okay. I was thinking all about the people who were affected from this storm throughout the entire duration. The only concern I had was to turn off all my electronics in case there was any serious issue from further power outages. But I was more so thinking about the people during the storm over there who are going through the worst of it. So those who have already made their posts and have spoken out, Georgia is now bracing for it, and Georgia has already been impacted and has been impacted by the storm. So all I can say is, yes, these are all true facts of what was going on with the storm. It's a colossal storm. It was massive. There's a picture of it right there just before it was upgraded. Similar to what Katrina did before it reached Category 5, there was perfect breeding conditions of at least 82.3 degrees Celsius water temperature in the Gulf, right here in the Bend, for this storm to have grown to the size that it did. So there's no surprise that that's exactly what happened. And yeah, look at how wide those wind gusts are. Look at how far it reached. Absolutely insane. That's my reaction as an American citizen responding right now. Sometimes people don't talk about these things. They don't put their input. They don't put their thoughts. But I'm an adamant person about caring about human life and what's going on with others. I'm not saying others aren't, but I'm definitely one to go out there and put my thoughts at least up front about it, because I care. And I am all about the adamant part about caring about. Yeah, right here, there was even this ridiculous factor that was released even on CNN. And the Taylor County Sheriff had even talked about people who had put their ink writing on their bodies in case they couldn't be identified after the storm. It's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, these people should come out and talk about why they even decided to even do that. Like, why would you even face the fact that you know you're imminently going to just ride out through a dangerous Category 4 storm where you could risk dying and then just put ink on your body because you really don't care? You're showing a level of just ignorance and lack of care and concern for anybody else's governing wisdom and principle care for your own safety. I mean, I have to say that raises some serious questions. I mean, if you're just going to write on your body blatantly just to get attention or just to scream out or just for the fact that you know that you're going to put yourself in this circumstance, it begs to question who's giving you the counsel and the support, your family, your friends. I mean, we all as a human society deserve to care for one another and do right by one another. We may not always have the best people in our society, but we do try. And we do try to make the best of what we can with what we got. And always try to lead by better example. That's something I've always been a big, firm believer on. So that's all the statistics and reviews of me right now. And I'm just going to make sure I put this in a short. This video will be the main scroll through for the entire video. Quite a long duration as there's a lot of articles from this. So that's pretty much the gist of it. That's the whole spew going down here. And that's coming in from me, Philip Mills Mcluvin, the original Mcluvin. Just got my McLuvin trademark officially established. And what I'm going to do every day is always keep as much as I can fed on my channel with shorts, news stories, trying to report from a live, in-person, in-touch level, on a local level, on a personal level, how I see through my eyes to others, and share that with others on my channel in hopes that I inspire others to do better, to be human, to share thoughts, to show feelings, to be interactive and true to their, yeah, that's a deafening, eerie one right there. Yeah, I'd already done that in a previous video that they had done on AccuWeather. So that was when it affected Texas. So, you know, there's a lot in this article that can be read. There's plenty of enough I could stop and do. But trust me, not everybody was just acting like it wasn't that serious. Some people, like right here, they went to flee. So, you know, even though I'm not really, you know, stopping to read every article, I don't claim any of this information for myself. This information is public information, and it's good for people to read and educate themselves and understand who's affected from this storm. It's good to know the truth about the people and their lives affected, recognize the people who wrote these stories. Managing editor, Monica Daniel. There's many other names in this list, and I can kind of go back through the list and just quickly state them. Brian Latta. So this is still credible in itself, still counts. And who can say that human life isn't more important during a storm than worrying about your personal belongings, your property? If you can grab your pets, grab your pets. I'm a big believer and proponent of that too. I mean, this is all the earlier stuff before. Yeah, NASA even delayed launching new astronauts. That's talking about something right there. I mean, even though this wasn't directly going over top of, yeah, and it even scraped by the Yucatan. Unbelievable. I mean, just look at the devastating approach there on the live Doppler weather feed. Just intense and insane. I mean, these are all the areas that were hurt and hit the most, and even still going to be continued being hit even now, even though it's weakened to a tropical storm drastically. And it did come in fast and hard, and it did drop so quickly. Well, there's my picture from today's morning. Here's my dog, Orion. He's not going to give me the full-on look. And there's me. Thanks for watching.